Winter 2024. Wow. State of the network. We're having two sessions this week. This is session one of two. We'll be trying some fun new things. So let's get into it. First thing, yesterday was MLK Day. So as a part of a grounding, I wanted to share this quote that I found where he was talking about community. And he said, "It is this type of community spirit and this type of love that can transform opponents into friends. It is this type of understanding goodwill that will transform the deep gloom of the old age into the exuberant gladness of the new age. It is this love which will bring about miracles in the hearts of men." I think he means men, women, all genders, however you identify. We love you. I think the key thing to resonate here is that people have been talking about community building for as long as we've been talking, probably. And there have been so many inspirational projects along the way. Really glad to be here with you all as a part of this project where we're continuing to focus on what it means to build community and how we can create this awesome network of internet friends building modern villages. As a short grounding, I thought we could take 3 nice big breaths together and all think about, close your eyes, what community dreams do you have? And really just imagine yourself waking up and starting your day in a thriving community. Could already exist, could be something you're working on, could just be an idea you have. What community dreams do you have? Go ahead, close your eyes, and we'll take 3 big breaths. Can anyone really feel like they're in that world? Does anyone, what kind of details are you seeing? Are you smelling anything in that world? Is someone cooking fresh bread? That's part of my community dream because some of our friends have just been cooking up a storm in the kitchen making fresh bread. But let's keep those dreams in our mind as we go about this call and focus on community. So we're going to start with a quick fun breakout game. It's going to be a little bit out of the usual. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But I'm going to try and explain it and help us run through it as fast as I can. So I'm going to share a spreadsheet link in the chat. This spreadsheet link is public to everyone, and we can all edit it. In a moment here, I'm going to split us all randomly into breakout rooms, and you're going to be randomly assigned a team. As a team, your challenge is to very quickly come up with a team name. Does not matter. It's a simple test of how fast can you come to consensus or agreement on a team name. From there, the main rule is that you can't fill out your row. So someone else on your team can type in the answers for you as you introduce your name. Skip the Twitter handle. You can fill that out after just to avoid spelling dictation mishaps. But go ahead and try and run through these questions. What's your home base? What's a personal hobby? Are you a cabin citizen? Where did you hear about cabin from? Favorite cabin experience? And what are you most excited about with cabin? So I'm going to go ahead and split everyone up into breakout rooms. You're going to be randomly in a team. Quickly come up with a team name. Someone start writing as y'all go through these introduction questions, filling out this form. For folks who complete the form as a team, there'll be some prizes that we'll award after the call as a thank you for helping share some insights with us and providing a pulse across our network based on everyone here. You have the link to that form in the chat. Any questions before I throw folks in breakout rooms?
I think Saswat is filling out his own or her own things right now and has gotten ahead of things.
Look at that. We can only enter the Twitter handle. The rest, let your homies enter it for you. So it's a part of those breakout sessions. I'm going to start splitting folks up now. How many people do we have? 20. Let's do groups of 3. So we're going into 7 breakout rooms. See y'all. We're gonna come back here at 8:15 a.m. Sorry, 8:13 a.m. 5 minutes. 7 breakout rooms. Boom. Actually, I'm gonna cut that down. How do we have? Cool. Open all rooms. Go ahead and click that link to join a breakout room. And we're all back just like that. I feel like the Wizard of Oz. Boom, boom, boom. Great to see more familiar faces. Richie, Savannah, hello, hello. I hope that went well and that y'all had some fun getting to know each other. We're going to keep it rolling right into the next part of what we'll be talking about. And I'm going to hand it over to John as I get these slides up to tell us more a little bit about Cabin, in case there are any new folks here or in case folks need a refresher as we dive into things.
Can't see it yet, but I can go ahead and start talking. Hello, everyone. I'm wearing my cowboy hat right now because it's about 15 degrees here at neighborhood zero. Very cold. Doesn't usually get this cold. So I was out breaking open the ice on the stock tanks for the cows this morning. And I felt like I earned my cowboy hat for the day. So hello, everyone. Cabin is a group of internet friends building a network city of modern villages. And what that means, internet friends first, that's all of us. We're people who meet online and then get together in person. And we're building a network city of modern villages. And a network city is sort of like a regular city. It's the context for your day-to-day life. It's the people you spend time around. It's the things that you do. What makes a city a network city is that it's not all in one place. And so what we're excited about is building an internet first city, a city that allows us to build these villages all over the world where we can raise family, where we can live together, where we can be in nature while still being connected to each other, traveling around the network, being all over the world, and staying connected to our work online and in person. We organize ourselves around a couple obvious truths. These obvious truths are basically our values. These are things that we believe in that not everybody believes in, but for us, they seem obvious. The first one is that co-creation grows culture. When we get together, we do things, we build things, we make things, and that's how we grow our culture and our community values. We do that by getting together in person with people who we admire, which is the second obvious truth. We're our best selves living with people we admire. There's a couple other folks living out here at Neighborhood Zero right now who have been out working out every day in our outdoor gym, going on runs. And I'm not very good at remembering to work out, but when I'm around, living around other people who do, it inspires me to do it as well. And that's what the second obvious truth is all about. The third one is that touching grass is good for our well-being. Touching grass is what the kids say when they mean going outside. As you can tell, I'm not one of the kids, but aspirationally, I still like to touch grass and go out in nature. And one of the things that's magical about Cabin and the modern world of global satellite internet options is that you can both stay very connected online and then also unplug and get out into nature. And so these three things are what Cabin is all about. We are building these villages into this network city as part of this online community of thousands of members. Some of these members become citizens, which is our yearly membership that gives you access to the network of 25 locations around the globe, as well as all of our special events in which we've had thousands of participants.
And I will say we're adding more locations as we go. I didn't get a chance to add the spot I'm living at, but the beauty is any citizen can add a location. So all of these numbers are growing thanks to everyone here.
Okay, another thing to know about Cabin is that we operate in a decentralized fashion. It's called a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. What that basically means is that we're community governed. Everything that you see that we're talking about here are things that the community governs collectively, transparently, and that process includes everything from how we decide which things become neighborhoods to how we decide who becomes citizens to how we decide how we spend the money in our treasury. There's currently two pods and a third one with a live governance proposal, which you can go vote on right now, which is Grin's Tech Leadership Pod. And these are the contributors that are helping to build Cabin every day, but every member of the community can participate in governance and in helping us build and grow the network. And if you want to continue the journey with us, Cabin is a large universe of things. And sometimes people don't know where to start, where to jump in. So one place to get started is online. We have a presence. We have a Discord server and local Telegram groups. We're on, social media. If you are ready to take the next step, you can become a Cabin citizen, get access to our network of places around the world and our IRL gatherings. We have a bunch of really exciting gatherings coming up in 2024, which we're going to talk about a lot more on this call. The next one, which I'm really excited about, is an Eat Denver Mansion, but we also have an event for the solar eclipse over the summer, a bigger conference gathering in October, local supper clubs, chapters that you can get involved in, and ultimately these properties all over the world where you can go live, where you can go stay, and be around other Cabin people, be out in nature, be in a part of our network city.
Cool. We're gonna keep the time rolling because, as you can see, we are beyond the 45-minute mark, but we're gonna catch up. That's cool. So let's dive into some more memorable moments with a little history. John, keep leading us through, my man.
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit of context here is basically Cabin's been around for about 5 years. Initially, it was mostly just me tweeting into the void. And then around 2022, a couple other folks called the Creator Co-op, we all started hanging out and making stuff together online, and ultimately came together in 2021 after I'd built a cabin out here in the Texas Hill Country, started a creator residency program. That's when the DAO formed, a bunch of people from the internet contributed donations to that creator residency program. And since then, we've been growing the network and building towards this vision of a network city, which has included everything from residency programs, retreats, and now, a focus on citizenship and longer term living across this network of neighborhoods as we both develop neighborhoods from scratch and build them within the context of existing urban areas. So that's where we're at right now. The main focus now going into 2024 is citizenship and how we can make citizenship the basically the best membership program on the internet. And that started with launching our network city in 2023. This was an event where we first announced citizenship, our census, the city directory of properties, the original 21 properties in the network. And since then, we've been experimenting with things like co-living and growing this network of properties, and ultimately have decided that the main thing that we're going to focus on as a community is bringing as much value to our citizenship offering as possible. And that's a lot of what you'll hear about more today on the call.
Cabin weeks. We got to attend one at Alchemist. These are some photos from ones in Puerto Rico, Neighborhood Zero, Portugal. Anyone here been to a cabin week? Raise your hand on the screen, maybe. I see Charlie, I see Becca, I see Eileen, John. We got Grin. Cabin weeks were an awesome opportunity for folks to come together for kind of short time-bound opportunities. And now we're kind of moving forward with city directory hosts able to offer experiences where people can continue to tap in for co-living opportunities at whatever duration they want to facilitate. Here are some more photos when we pulled up to Alchemist. We were out mushroom hunting in that bottom right photo. We got some beautiful brunches going on at TDF, at Neighborhood Zero. That's some stretching at Montaya. It looks like such a fun community room with all those things to hang on over there in the living room. Going on a beautiful hike. We got the dogs with us. We got friends. We got new people. We got old friends. It's a whole mix. Anyone want to just jump on real quick and share like an amazing moment co-living at a cabin week or just popping into a neighborhood? If you're feeling like a quick shout out, 30 seconds, go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, no takers. That's cool. We'll have more.
I'll jump in real quick. I was gonna
Yes.
say the cabin week that we had at Neighborhood Zero was really, really special. Met a lot of incredible friends, many of which were based in Austin, and that happened at the beginning of October, and we continue to see each other most weekends ever since. So a lot of really important friendships were developed that week. It was really awesome.
And Charlie, you've been diving deep at Neighborhood Zero into like what it means to kind of have a recurring social club where people are gathering. You posted an awesome forum post summarizing some stuff. What have you learned kind of building in place for a decent stretch now?
We learned a lot from the social club experiment. We were trying to bring it, like people local in the Austin area, trying to pull cabin citizens here and use this neighborhood zero kind of as like a membership. Um, and we didn't find the demand that we were hoping for, and so we decided to open it up even broader. And we're gonna get into that later in the call, so I don't want to tease too much, but I'm excited for taking the learnings that we got from that experiment and actually expanding what it is. So you'll hear about that soon.
Beautiful. And who else was going to jump in and share? Was that Becca I saw?
Yeah, I was just briefly talk about Portugal, where it was, first of all, it was kind of fun, like realizing, oh, I'm actually capable of making breakfast for 25 people with just one small coffee maker. So that was sort of fun, and then just being able to contribute to the place. And there was both the people who were just coming to TDF on their own, so it was a mix of cabin people as well as people who were coming there. So just getting to know everyone's story in this place and then leaving it better than we found it by doing a lot of planting of trees. So it's great experience.
Yeah. Just to add to that, I've been in Neighborhood Zero at the cabin week, and such incredible people in the group that had a lot of interesting knowledge. So we organized this thing called PPs, which were passionate presentations, which basically meant that everybody, shared some of their insights from their work or their passions. That just gave such a wealth of knowledge and insight that, I'm just very grateful for.
Thank you for sharing those highlights. More to come. We'll talk a little bit about supper clubs. We've had supper clubs pop up in over 12 different cities across the world in the last few months, end of 2023, early 2024. Here are some photos from recent ones. I see some people here on the call who've been to one. Tell us about supper clubs. What's the vibe like? What'd you learn? What'd you like? Go ahead and jump on in.
That was us in the upper left. We hosted a supper club during MetaCamp down here in Costa Rica. And the best part of them is you get everybody together. You can seed just one or two prompt questions and sort of watch people dive past really quickly small talk, and everyone's just so primed to get into real connection. When you set the context of a supper club, like people are a lot more responsive to more like, a little bit of structured conversation to really go deep and connect.
We love connection. I see some more hosts on the call and people who have been to them. What else did you learn from them? What was the vibe like? Share a little bit about your experiences.
Hello. Hi. I see some of the pictures from Taipei actually. So just after the Taipei blockchain week, I hosted around a set of like 17, 18 people who had come into the center of Taipei, which is like Taipei 101. So we went to one of the very, very loved place of a lot of Taiwanese folks. It's called as Din Tai Fung. So they loved the atmosphere. They loved the discussions that we had right after the Taipei blockchain week. It was discussions around network states. It was a discussion about folks who had actually returned from Zulu. They have experience working with top-notch folks, and they have been DAO contributors in ETH ecosystem, etc. The interesting part was that a lot of them were builders, which means that these are the folks who had participated in Taipei Blockchain Week. They came from a good development background as well, and they wanted to do something within cabin ecosystem as well. So they were asking like, is there a possibility where developers can work around the tech side of things or build some cool experiments and projects as well in the future? So yeah, I met a lot of cool folks over there, and we documented our journey, and we traveled in and around Taiwan as well after the supper club. So we made some good friends. See, tasty dumplings as well.
Amazing. We've got your picture from Bangalore up in the top right as well. That Web3 Ocean Cafe looked awesome. And just want to give you a big round of applause for hosting 2 supper clubs within a month in different cities and gathering such awesome people for them. Way to jump in full speed ahead. Anyone else want to share about their supper club experience?
I hosted the supper club in Boston last week on Monday, and it was really nice getting together people from the Boston community. It's, I don't think it's one of these, it's another one of the pictures. But it was the to me one of the coolest things was doing the supper club. So first we celebrated one of our citizens' birthdays. Nick's birthday was the day after, and I managed to hear about it. I think he didn't even know that I knew about it. And so we brought out the cake. He was like, "Wow, what is this? Like, I can't believe you guys brought out cake for me." It's nice to surprise someone in that way. But at the end of it, and my guess is that most supper clubs go this way. Like when it's time for everybody to go home, everybody's kind of like, well, we don't really want to go home. Like, when's the next supper club? What are we doing next? How do we keep this thing rolling? Which always feels very heartwarming.
That is the beauty of why we're here, and we will be diving into more of what's next. Thank you, Grin. Anyone else want to share a highlight from a supper club or just any community meal you've gotten to participate in at Cabin? I think I love the focus on supper clubs because of how much it takes us back to our roots. Like if we think about the early evolution of people, imagine our ancient ancestors coming together and like deciding to share food. That was probably one of the onsets of like early community building. And now here we are with all these opportunities, sharing food from different cultures with different people from all around the world. So cool that thanks to this magical thing called the internet, we can all stay connected and plan these events together. We would love to see more of your memories, both from the past and in the future as we go. So we created a Discord memorable moments channel. Throw some photos in there whenever you want from different cabin experiences. They don't have to be at an official cabin event. Anytime you're doing something that's memorable that you think would resonate with the cabin community, feel free to drop it in there. We want to see more of what you're up to and we want to help share that. Grin, I'll hand it over to you to talk a little bit about the Network State Conference in Amsterdam while we have this photo up. We know a lot of folks, like 400 plus people from that event were interested in Supper Club. So what was that like? How's it feel riding off the wave of that awesome gathering?
It was very cool. It was my first time talking to an audience that's even close to that size. And it was the coolest part was meeting all the people who were already part of the cabin community or had like heard of cabin and were interested. Like I met Zach there. He's on this call. I probably met other people who are on this call. I can't see all the faces. And spending time with other cabin people was some of the coolest parts. And also talking to the world essentially about what cabin is was also very cool. So many people came up to me afterwards and they were like, I heard of cabin. I'm really interested. I love what you guys are doing. I love the vibe. It felt great. And I would feel kind of lucky to have been able to do that.
Way to be out there and kind of help spearhead helping more people find out about it as you're building it and doing all this amazing work on the inside as well. Got a couple photos from Dow Camp here. We have some exciting updates we'll share about that. Lots of amazing builders and creators, some more folks here on the call. But we'll pivot for now and look back a little more at some citizen spotlights. So at Cabin, people can choose different roles. You can be a part of one role or you can have multiple roles. And we like to help celebrate people within those roles because they kind of define different ways that people can engage. So I had a lot of fun scrolling back through Discord, scrolling back through Twitter, talking to different people to pick some folks to highlight. But before we go into the specifics, just want to give a big round of applause and welcome for all of the new citizens who have jumped on board. This is just a preview of some of the folks who have joined recently. All you Supper Club hosts, thank you especially. I see a bunch of you here, Johan, Tillman, Sashwa, and more to come. We've got Savannah. She's hosting a Supper Club in Boulder in early February. More details about that. Ren is looking to host one in Tokyo. And anyone can create a page on the Cabin Census to start your path to citizenship so you can show up there and help network with other community members. More details to come. Let's go into some more specific highlights. So who was making some awesome things? Sage in Puerto Rico was doing a lot of work helping at the Mana Retreat, rehabbing the property, doing some different build projects, out there doing some gardening. I didn't get a chance to go, but heard great things and saw awesome updates in Discord. Who was at Zero and got to experience some of the magic that Kat created? share a little bit about what's going on in the bottom right there.
Yeah, Kat created not just Kat, but also the rest of the people who were here this summer. But I know Kat spearheaded a lot of the projects, created a ton of art installations around Neighborhood Zero. I'm actually looking at one of hers right now. She did a mural on the bathhouse. It's hidden behind trees, and I'm sure the laptop quality isn't great in doing it justice, but it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, Kat just added this very charming, whimsical vibe to Neighborhood Zero that I've really been enjoying.
It looks like such a vibe. Creating those awesome spaces really help add to the community enjoyment. I'm going to go through these rather quickly, not because of any lack of a round of applause, but just to be conscious of time. Two naturalists who may or may not be defined as multiple roles. But Adrian over in Neighborhood Zero, saw her just sharing lots of information from the garden, going to visit local regenerative farms, attending regen conferences, helping to connect people around the movement. And then the amazing Eileen, who in collaboration with her awesome partner Calvin at Alchemist were amazing hosts and really helped all of the cabin and KIFT folks who came through there learn more about the local plants. And it was so cool to see you both start taking over the garden, a subsistence farm. I remember trying to be like, hey, Calvin, Eileen, when can I film you guys learning stuff? And they're just like, oh, we're learning so much stuff. We don't know when. Like, just come and hang out for breakfast and you can learn with us. Thank you for bringing us along the journey. Really appreciated it. And I'm sure this extended as well at Montaya and other places you were at. I just had some of these lovely photos from Alchemist. Some more highlights. The whole Alchemist squad was awesome. It was hard to pick just one group of the hosts there. Denzolo, who you see here with his magical Merlin beard, Eowyn, one of the main property stewards, Will and Farah, and their awesome little baby boy. Everyone who came through for the cabin week. Y'all did an amazing job welcoming us all in. Charlie, John, and the folks at Neighborhood Zero wanted to give you a big round of applause for continuing to help steward that property, as well as building some amazing tiny cabins. We see one down there in the bottom right. If you've been following Cabin, you know we love some good tiny cabins. And Charlie was one of the early builders getting them done. Thank you all. Joachim and Saswat for hosting 2 supper clubs as the first host to check off 2 so far. Way to be amazing gatherers and help bring people together. Excited for more to come. Then the whole First Fellowship team, really, they were amazing creators in getting Cabin to where it is today, grinding over the last year in person and online to help people find out about this opportunity and to make the opportunity meaningful for everyone who got to participate. We got JD, we got Grin, John, Chalice, Mel, Lauren Hillis, and our boy Jackson, host of the Campfire podcast. Round of applause continually to you all. Kick butt job. Thank you for getting us to where we're at, and glad to be continuing this journey with you all. Halfway there, a little over time. We'll keep it moving, jumping into the winter 2024 roadmap. John, back over to you.
Awesome. Wow. It's just so fun to do these calls and look back at all the amazing stuff that happens because it's just easy to lose track of the many things happening in the greater Cabin universe. So thank you to everybody who was highlighted there as part of those spotlights. So looking ahead in 2024, like I alluded to a bit earlier, our main focus is going to be on continuing to make cabin citizenship better, to increase the benefits of being a citizen and being a part of this network, and continue to sustainably grow the network with local activations, special events and gatherings, as well as improve how we interact online. And so the key here is that we've spent a lot of time thinking about what it means to be a citizen, what citizenship unlocks, and we're excited to share a bunch of new benefits for cabin citizens going into 2024. Initially, citizenship was mostly about access to the city directory and being able to access these properties around the world. But we are going to just massively expand the set of citizenship benefits in 2024 with the goal of making it just something that's like so obvious that you should be a citizen, that everybody wants to do it. So there's kind of three buckets of benefits that we're going to be offering: connecting with the community globally, participating in building locally, and then special benefits and perks. So the first one, in addition to access to our 25 properties around the world and our 350 citizens across over a dozen countries, we are also going to be adding a new benefit, which is the evolution of Charlie's work on building a clubhouse at Neighborhood Zero. We're going to open up 7 nights of free stays for all citizens at Neighborhood Zero. We've seen a lot of citizens, people, even from the very beginning, the origins from the first creator residency recently, coming out and wanting to stay out here back at Neighborhood Zero and reconnect with the place. And we've got, some citizens out there right now. So this benefit will allow any citizen to come spend time at Neighborhood Zero and be a part of what's happening there. We are also going to be adding a big focus on these seasonal citizen gatherings. So we're going to make kind of blowout special events for cabin citizens that will often be embedded in larger conferences or other events. So the first one of these coming up next month is the Cabin Mansion and Mountain Retreats as part of ETH Denver. So cabin citizens can come stay with us at the Cabin Mansion and also at the Mountain Retreat in Breckenridge after ETH Denver, as well as participate in all of the events and side events we'll be hosting around that mansion. And then the next one after that is for the spring. So that's our winter special gathering. For our spring gathering, we'll be doing the Cabin Village at Vibe Cliffs. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and these other gatherings as well in the coming slides. The second category here, participating in building locally, all citizens will receive cabin, our governance token, as well as have the ability to earn additional cabin anytime they vouch for and refer another citizen. They'll be able to host supper clubs and get reimbursed up to $450 for those supper clubs, found a new cabin neighborhood outpost or local chapter, and vouch for other people to become citizens. The only way for someone to become a citizen is to get a vouch from a citizen. Additionally, we're going to be offering some new a welcome gift and merch drops, a package that we'll be mailing to new citizens that will also include your physical passport card. You'll get your citizen NFT along with that. And we're also starting to get more partnership perks and discounts. So for other upcoming conferences, events, and partner organization discounts, you can find all of those if you're a cabin citizen. This includes things like 25% off a WeWork membership, discounted special access to the upcoming brand new conference that Boys Club is hosting. So we'll continue to expand those benefits as well. But the goal here is basically to just make this something that is, basically the best membership on the internet, and gives you access to everything that you might want to do within the greater cabin universe for $420 a year. I think Matai is frozen. I think we've lost him. So that's probably why we're not advancing the slides. I guess we can just pause there. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts about cabin citizenship?
I'll just jump in and say that I'm going to be becoming a citizen any day now. I'm running into some odd technical difficulties for some reason, but really stoked to join and participate and just like join a group of people who are creating a decentralized version of the dream I've had for a very long time.
Yeah, that's what it's really all about. Thank you for saying that, Savannah, because there's obviously, we want to provide a lot of benefits to citizens, but at the end of the day, I think the reason why people want to be citizens is because they want to be a part of this network city that we're building. And that's what gets me really excited as well. So thank you for sharing that. Matai, yeah, Rafa, go for it.
Hey, just wanted to say that I'm so excited to hear all of this. One quick note that I think would be super cool is how we can put in the supper clubs into the path to citizenship. So and it'd be great to hear about how we can kind of like integrate those types of experiences into the path, whether it be like, I don't know, like tapping for people, doing POAPs or stuff like that in the future.
Awesome. Well, that is a great segue into the next slide, which is called the path to citizenship. Matai, you back with us?
Yes, it's updated on my end, is it not? Let me restart my screen share.
No, we had you were on the right slide.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Matai is currently living in a very cool like home built structure, which is slightly apart from the internet. So that may be what's going on with the internet connection. But are you back with us?
Yes, yeah. Blame Elon. It's Starlink. It's not my fault. But thanks for holding with me. Go to cabin.city, sign in, create a census profile. You can log in with an email. You can log in with a wallet. Team made it super easy. Anyone can create a census profile. From there, introduce yourself in Discord, jump in one of our Telegram groups, talk to friends you know who are Cabin Citizen. Anyone can vouch for you to then complete your citizenship process. It's a way of helping make sure that the community is being built with people who are taking the time to make those connections, to build people person by person, friendship by friendship, hug by hug, whatever that means for you locally. We go out there, meet some new friends, and then we're gonna all have a bunch of fun. I'm going to hand it over to Grin to talk about some of the awesome tools and some exciting updates ahead for the Cabin.City app.
Thank you. So yeah, the app is going to be one of my big focuses this year. And what you see here is two parts of the app, which is the census and the city directory. That's how citizens find places where they want to stay within the Cabin network, and also how citizens find each other when they're traveling around or when they want to see who's in town to hang out with, to go to supper club with. One of the parts we really want to add to the app is a place that helps make these connections even easier, that we're calling either the Nexus or the dashboard. It'll be a way of seeing where citizens are in the world, where citizens are going, where there are places they want to stay, and kind of a feed of activity of what's going on from citizens all across the internet. It's not like you have to go to cabin.city and interact with it all the time. It might be stuff you're tweeting, stuff from Farcaster, your on-chain interactions, whatever is like blog posts that you write, maybe a Strava run you went on, if that's what you want to share with the Cabin community, whatever you'd like to share, will help people bond with each other even when they're not physically together, so that when we do get physically together, we can have more context in each other and continue those interactions. I'm also going to be working on making the citizenship process easier. So Savannah, I'm sorry that you're dealing with technical issues. And that's going to be one of the things that I work on very soon, is making that process much more straightforward. Right now, there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and I'm going to get rid of as many hoops as I can.
Thank you, Grin. Very excited about those updates. You all know where to find us if you want to share recommendations or fun facts or things we can do. One way we can all engage is by going to go visit a city directory listing. We've got 25 plus and growing. And again, as one of the new updates as a part of the new citizenship perks, you can stay 7 days free in a calendar year for your membership at Neighborhood Zero. Charlie, tell us more about the social club there. How's it been? What's popping? What's the latest?
Yeah, so a lot of what I've been focusing on recently has been preparing the space to be a citizen benefit. So winterizing everything, trying to make it as turnkey as possible. So if you decide to make the pilgrimage out to here at Neighborhood Zero, you kind of can just plug and play into the environment, and it's pretty straightforward, and meet some people, whoever else is staying here.
Very excited about that. Let Charlie know if you have any questions. I'm going to keep it moving in the interest of time. We're on to a focus on local. We heard a lot about supper clubs and what's next for supper clubs. Want to give a huge round of applause to the whole Berlin crew. Alice, I saw you in here. I don't know if Cam or Tillman joined, but they shared some awesome feedback in the forum. For those who don't know, the forum is our place for long form discussions. Anyone can post something there. We've got wiki pages, we've got community discussions, And they shared these great quotes around it being rare to find communities who actually share their lives together. What comes after Supper Club? Community building and consistency is key. We want a thriving community and network that takes the time for personal connection. How can we facilitate that? We've been thinking a lot about this. And one of the things that we want to help roll out is more clubs. Clubs in the sense of these are more groups of people who are choosing to gather locally. So we'll be rolling out a system where clubs can be founded by 2 or more citizens who want to facilitate on local events that can be beyond community meals based on community interest. You can choose your name, the region, and topics that your club encompasses to accommodate the diverse range of groups of people that we have all over the world. Eileen, you were talking about a Pacific Northwest local chapter or local club. We've got folks focused on very specific clubs for a specific town where they have a high density of people hanging out. And one of the things that we'll be looking to activate is how groups of citizens can access more funding than the individual supper club reimbursements as a group, and what it might look like to reward this group behavior and create these kind of organic groups within Cabin that are focused on specific local activations. So we'll be helping groups gather more consistently around shared interests. We'll be sharing examples and piloting new activities. We'll be encouraging community leaders and supporting them to get engaged and collaborate. I see folks on this call who I know are going to want to step up on this, and we want more folks to get involved. And we will continue to encourage and reward citizens for helping to build the community. We are short on time, so we're not going to put this in the spreadsheet now. But for anyone who missed it, we'll share it in the follow-up email. There's a spreadsheet with some questionnaires. Would love for folks to think about what do you enjoy gathering to do and who do you want to gather with? This is kind of the mindset. We want to go find people that like to do things that we like to do, bringing in new people, encouraging that diversity of experience and background and thought. Some examples: what if you have a book club? What if you're doing little mountain retreats out in the nature? What if you're meeting up for local paint and sip nights, going hiking, doing some trash pickups in a park, doing yoga? What would it look like to have Cabin support these different type of activities, creating opportunities for people to connect locally where they are, bringing more people into the fold and helping deepen the experience that we all get to share? You'll get a chance to answer these questions in a follow-up email. Keep your eyes out. All these links will be shared. I'm going to run through upcoming gatherings very quickly. Anyone can host, any citizen can host a supper club, focusing back on those community meals. You can be reimbursed up to $450. What makes a good gathering? Let's learn people's names. John broke out some name tags for the one in SF. I thought that was an awesome idea. I'm looking to get some cool Cabin stickers that double as a name tag with a removable sticker that's the Cabin logo after for some fun functional swag. Engaging questions. Zach brought that up. Let's go deep. Let's go fast. Let's have fun. Comfortable vibes, whatever that comfortable means to you. When we hosted a supper club, we told people, bring a jacket, bring good shoes, because we're going to be showing you around a farm. It's going to be a little muddy. We might have a fire outside. Other folks are gathering at Din Tai Fung in Taipei. There's that awesome photo in Boston. You can go out to a restaurant. You can go into your home. Whatever is comfortable and the vibe that you want to curate and bring community into. We have some coming up in Antwerp, in Boulder with Savannah. I'll be hosting one at a farm in Fillmore, right outside of LA, and more to come. We'll send a link where you can get notified for local ones, and we can set up time to chat more about getting you hosting one if you're interested. We're also in conversations with people in London, Dubai, Bangalore, New York City, LA, Kuala Lumpur, Tokyo, and more about getting more supper clubs on the calendar. Running through more events. ETH Denver. We have 3 houses reserved. We're focusing on the main event. Haven't had a ton of interest in the Biddle Week, as I've learned it's called. But we are looking to really go hard for the main event. We'll be hosting some awesome gatherings. Here's a quick preview of our calendar. Links to RSVP will be coming out soon. And we'll share a link where you can just fill out an interest survey to let us know when you'll be in town, so we know what to try and get you on the list for. Hoping some more folks come to the mountain retreat. We are almost full at the main event house. We have a bunch of rooms open for the mountain retreat. And if folks want to make Biddle Week happen, we've got to decide by the last week of January to confirm these houses. So tell a friend. Let's get some more folks in there. Vibe Camp. Grin, give us your down and dirty on Vibe Camp and Vibe Clips, what we got going on in April.
So Vibe Camp is an event that I started about 2.5 years ago, which is kind of like Burning Man for people who are very online and who maybe don't enjoy being on their, self-sufficient in the desert, but do want to meet their friends from Twitter at a summer camp. And we ran one event 2 years ago. We ran another one last year. This year, we are running a special event called Vibe Clips. In April, there will be a total eclipse that is visible from the US. This is the last one for like 20 years. And right in the middle of the path of totality is the summer camp just outside of Austin, right near Neighborhood Zero. So Cabin is getting a group of people together. This is our spring event for Cabin citizens to come together, watch the eclipse, spend time in a summer camp, enjoy swimming, kayaking, rock climbing, talks, dancing, and potentially build something at the camp. So if you're into those things, if that sounds like fun, you should come with us. I'd love to see you there.
This is going to be awesome. We've got a survey where you can access discounted tickets if you're a citizen. We'll share all these links. Thank you, Grin. John, I'm going to rush over this one just to keep it rolling. We're looking to plan another event in the summer, and we want to hear, where do people want us to gather? We've had a lot of interest in Europe recently. We've had more folks joining in India. Ideally, we have local clubs hosting big summer gatherings all over, but where do we want to focus if we're going to host one marquee event this summer? We've got a survey where you can share some location preferences and ideas with us. We'll be having more conversations about it. And then in October, we've got the Network Camp, the best summer camp and participatory conference mashup that network state dreamers need. This is a scene from when HATS protocol launched. We were all geeking out about this awesome decentralized open source tech at the same time as enjoying time at the same summer camp where Vibe Clips is being hosted. We've got rock climbing, archery, kayaking, swimming, all bunch of good fun. Lots of folks I see here. We're at DAO Camp. You know the vibes. This is the next iteration of what that's going to be. More coming soon. That's going to be in October. Jump in our Discord and Telegram local groups to stay connected. We have a Notion page where you can see all the links to join a different group near you. And now we're going to hand it over to Jackson to share a little bit about what he's been cranking on with the Campfire podcast.
Hey guys, what's up? I'll keep it brief. In thinking about Cabin's building this network city, which is fundamentally a new model of living, a new kind of coordination and social tech. But we exist in a larger space where people are building new cities on the ground, new governance models, new special economic zones. And that's at the same time that things like Starlink, which Matai is using for his internet, and all kinds of other technologies are enable us to just totally imagine where we live and how we coordinate. So Campfire is a show about this larger space. Cabins, of course, featured many times, including on the episode that drops this week. Just dropped a link in the chat for the episode we put out last week, which is about a co-living community in Brooklyn that now has a campus of 36 people that live together and a broader community of 400 people that exists in that space, which is really cool. So if you're interested in new models of living, check out Campfire. And with that, back to you, Matai.
Thank you. Thank you. And that wraps. We are now in for the hang loose closing ceremony. Everyone pop on your cameras and let's get some good vibes going, moving and grooving around the room. I'm going to take a screenshot and then we're going to drop this on Twitter. Go ahead and retweet it. We have another session coming up this Thursday that you can tell your friends to join. If you want to hear this twice and just hang out with more people, you'll get to make some more friends. But all of this is leading to more online gatherings. You know where to find us. Countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good. No one is eating food in this. I always feel bad when that one person has a donut in their mouth and it's like, oh man, I don't mean to blast you on the internet like that. I just dropped this in the Memorable Moments channel and want to thank you all for joining. We've got time for Q&A now. I'm happy to hang out. If folks have to jump, you can follow up with questions on Discord, email, Messenger Pigeon, however you want to reach me. Tell them to come to the Old Earth Dome in Ojai. Claudia, great to see you.
See you on the trail, everyone. we'll stick around for a couple minutes if anyone has questions. I see we've got a couple people left. Anyone to jump in?
Where do you get such stylish cowboy hats?
Oh man. I am building a collection of them. There's a lovely cowboy hat store in Blanco, Texas nearby. And that's been my main primary source of cowboy hats so far.
Grin, when you're out here, we're gonna get you one.
Yeah, you
Nice.
gotta-
I hope that's on the schedule for Vibe Clips.
Oh yeah, we'll take a detour. It's right across the street from the best barbecue spot in Central Texas. So it's an easy trip.
Jonathan, how do the local chapters fit into your architecture?
Yeah, Matai, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. I actually had a slide that was trying to visually illustrate it, and John shared some good feedback of like, it's not concentric circles. We got to get a better visualization that more accurately describes this amazing amorphous decentralized network of people doing cool stuff together. But essentially, the group of contributor pods are going to be working in the short term with people interested in starting. We're kind of framing them as local clubs. They can really be whatever people want to make them. They can be focused around your city. So it can be activations in London. We're talking to a bunch of people about hosting consistent events in a given city. It could be, hey, we're doing a book club. And it might not be specific to one city. It could be people who want to join a book club together and host events around that book. Could be a mix of IRL and online. So really trying to, from the ground up, create an opportunity for groups of citizens to come together, say, hey, we want to work on something together, and then we'll figure out how to support them, extending the Supper Club program to help citizens continue to come together around things that interest them while bringing in new people and keeping this amazing network city growing.
Yeah, one way to think about it is that ultimately our goal is to build this network of neighborhoods, these modern villages around the world, but getting people to, move out to the middle of nowhere with internet strangers and start a new village is a high bar. And so, these local clubs are a way to start meeting people where you already are in your local community, so that you can build the relationships and start to connect with cabin people without needing to travel somewhere else.
Thanks, guys.
Any other questions?
I love all the
this might-
questions in the chat about families at cabin.
Yeah, Gren's a dad. I'm a dad. Lauren on the call is a mom. Eileen and Arthur are parents as well. So, and Nina, it sounds like you are as well. So basically, actually, the majority of the remaining folks on the call here are parents, which is a very cool thing.
Community we're at now ran a homeschool with 7 families rotating through this homeschool. It had a teacher living on site, and it's been so cool learning about their experience and thinking about, like, with AI, with the internet, with all this amazing technology we have today, how it further enhances that experience. I've actually been helping the 82-year-old homeschool teacher learn ChatGPT. She grew up without power in Nebraska. They didn't have electricity for the first 8 years of her life. And now she's riffing away on ChatGPT, creating like different online teacher course trainings and doing all this fun stuff. We're going to be sharing some little like podcast highlights about the journey, but it's cool. We'll keep sharing on the forum to try and get people like diving deep into these ideas. That's a great place for us to all go deep into these conversations, share our learning, share ideas, and continue all these amazing, awesome threads we got going out there.
Eileen, can we meet the little guy?
Sure, he's sleeping now. He was,
Okay.
yeah, here he is.
Oh,
Sleeping in the carrier.
nice. Yeah, and
This is Arthur. Calvin's the parent. Oh,
yeah, Lauren's got James here as well. And by the way,
how
Arthur
cute.
sleeps the exact same way as James. That like really goofy, like head back sleeping
I
like
was
that.
worried. I was worried he was gonna snap his little neck for a while. I was like, "Are you okay?" But he is.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Really great to see y'all.
Bye, team.
Yeah, nice to see you all.
See you on the trail.
Future, let me know if the kids need help setting up a wallet anytime soon. Happy to walk them through,
Bye, Matai.
Peace.